What's going on, everybody? Welcome to week two. We're kind of getting back in the routine of things here. Hopefully, everyone's getting back in the routine of the semester. Though with the Monday off, kind of flip things over. But here we are, back into week two, moving right along. I went over everybody's intros, listened to your videos last week. I posted instead of writing back, I just kind of posted my responses to you. I only have 30 seconds on those, so I'm sorry if I was like a little bit rushed. I was kind of, watching the time there. It was also the weekend, so apologize about sort of the disheveledness as well. But it was Monday. I was doing it. But yeah, really good. I mean, yeah, a lot of people mention like, getting defending religion in a sentence is difficult. Yes, it is, and I think that's kind of that's one reason why I wanted you to sort of think about it is that religion's a very complex topic, and trying to kind of narrow down is challenging, but I think it's also good to kind of like, all right, what are the main features about it? And so thanks for doing that and putting in your own words, and also sort of sharing your sort of background with religion as well. So I listened to all those, very good. Gave you again, I posted that there. And then you had till Tuesday at 4 to kind of respond. So I've gone through and updated grades there. So if you had like 10 out of 15 and wondering why, that last 5 was for the responses. Some of them turned them in on Tuesday, which is totally fine. So great. And then this week we're sort of easing into religion. Like, what is this idea of religion? And I kind of wanted to show that, like, humans have always sort of been grappling with this, particularly these big answers, big questions like where we came from, which now you can from week one, sort of the function of religion. Why are we here? Where did we come from? Sort of talked about a little bit of some background of that, and then kind of gave some examples of early human discussions of religion. Of sort of one is like cave art. A lot of people look at that as sort of early human expressions. Gave an example there, LaSalle caves. Also, these idea of these Venus figures, again, sort of early artifacts that represent some form of religious, we think, expression. But again, we don't really know. And then some Neolithic sites that show that humans were building, large structures, sort of more substantive religion there. So, and then kind of early polytheism, sort of talked about as well. Again, we'll get into world religions, go to the 5 main ones as the semester goes over. But this week's just sort of kind of getting what we think about religion, and a lot of the 5 religions of world religions sort of spawn out of, these earlier traditions as well. So we looked at Mesopotamia, which was an important one, and one because we also have these stories, these epics. One of these texts, where are these religions coming from? Where do these texts get spawned? So Mesopotamia is there, and the Epic of Gilgamesh, because we have sort of some gods there. I gave chapter 3, talks about this god Ishtar, goddess of the city, and their connections with humans. When we get into Judaism in the Bible, there's a lot of connections between Mesopotamia and the Tanakh, or the Old Testament there. And obviously Egypt, another area that's very interesting, has our own religion. I gave a video on Isis and Osiris there for you, but also this concept of afterlife. So their answer to the question, what happens after we die, was very complex. This sort of mummification process kind of shows a little different elements of how different religions approach these types of topics. And then I kind of went into the Greek polytheism, which some of these names that you're probably familiar with, either in the Greek or later the Romans adopted these, Zeus to Jupiter kind of things, Ares to Mars. So kind of a little bit of that. And then again, these epics where religion and humanity is mixing in. So the Iliad, the Odyssey really kind of show how the role of these gods in society. So that's kind of the themes of this week, just kind of getting, again, sort of laying the groundwork of religion. Hopefully get you in, now that we have sort of this idea of what is religion, definitions of religion, we can kind of start seeing it in practice a little bit. And then the assignment for this week is this Padlet. If you've never done a Padlet before, the link is on is in the assignment guidelines. So just click that link, that'll take you to the Padlet, and then down in the corner is like a little plus sign. You push on that, and then you can upload your information there. and then put in your picture of your respective god, goddess. Again, I gave you some points that I want you to kind of focus on and talk about. Please, if you do some sites that you use, put those in there as well. Again, don't just like throw this into AI and like let it generate. I mean, the idea of like what do you learn about these gods and where did you, or a specific god, like pick one you've always been interested in learning more about, and use this week to learn a little bit more about it. So yeah, that's the assignment there. So yeah, have a good rest of your week.